I think the automotive industry is at the moment. So I've been thinking about this topic for the last probably 12 months. I'm going to give you my perspective as a machine builder or a production line provider to the automotive industry. But let me start from the other end. So obviously there's been a huge investment from OEMs in this development of electric vehicle components. There's been a big push from governments around the world to, in my opinion, artificially prop up demand by giving incentives for electric vehicles. So there was a huge amount of money that's been put into developing these new energy vehicles to appease these new demands from governments. But what's happened is the tier one space, the people that actually supply a lot of this technology, these components to the automotive industry, have also had to adapt. They've had to change the typical products that they make, whether it be a normal internal combustion engine or a gearbox or a differential. They've now had to shift their businesses significantly and develop more electric vehicle components. You think of electric motors, electric gearboxes. There's also been a big investment into the hydrogen space, developing fuel cells, hydrogen tanks, etc. And what's happened now over the last 12 months is that what we realize, since those incentives have gone away from buyers, the demand for electric vehicles has significantly dwindled. And so now it's basically at a point where the natural demand for electric vehicles does not match the investment or the capacity that's built into the system for electric vehicles. And in complete contrast, there's been zero investment into internal combustion product development, as well as upgrading of production lines or new production lines in the internal combustion space. So it's been a complete shift in where the money has been spent, which leaves us where we are now. We're in a position where there's demand for internal combustion engines. However, there's been zero investment and all the money has already been spent in developing a product that actually people don't actually want or even care about, to be honest about that. As a machine builder, where does that leave us? It means that we've had to shift our business significantly into supplying products that are able to assemble internal combustion engines as well as electric vehicle engines. But the biggest impact on our business is that our customers, typically the tier ones and OEMs, are very, very price sensitive. So they're now pushing down the price of equipment to try and save as much money as possible, which makes a lot of sense. And in my opinion, are now starting to compromise on the quality, effectiveness, and even potentially safety of these production lines that are being purchased around the world. It just shows you the nature of how business has shifted. It's just being pushed down and the pressure is being applied from the top all the way down. And at some point, something's going to crack. One of the crazy situations we were faced when we were quoting one of our customers was that they requested us to please defer payment to SOP. And just to put that in context, a typical timeline of a project of that nature would be we would receive an order, 1 year later we would deliver the line to the customer. They would then spend another year with that line at their facility, setting up, ramping up production to get to an SOP date, basically 2 years later after the SOP. That means that we would have to fund the project from the order placement to SOP, and that would be 2 years. Typical machine building companies like ours just can't carry millions of dollars worth of funding for multiple projects for a 2-year period. This is just my feeling on the situation at the moment. I'd love to get your take on why the whole automotive industry is so under pressure at the moment to reduce cost, and make these significant compromises on certain technologies that make production effective and efficient, as it has done over many years. Here's another Thursday Thought.